We prioritize someone else's gift above our own. So that could look like, binge watching Netflix, scrolling through social media, spending your time and energy watching other people do either what you want to do or living a life that you'd love to live, or just being in a space that is more productive, and yet you're giving your energy to someone else's, living their best and highest life, living in their gift, living in their purpose. So what is one thing that you want to learn how to do, or you want to get better at, or you want to address, that instead of binging Netflix, you could take that time, you could block out 2 hours to focus on what matters most to you? I recently spoke on the value and power of imagination, and harnessing that power is dependent on managing your time. As the divorced mother of an adult son with special needs, caring for him on my own, I don't have the luxury of being overwhelmed. We haven't heard from his father in over 3 years, and life goes on. I still have to run a business, care for my clients, fund his special needs trust, while building my own life filled with joy and vibrancy and purpose. And while I am not the master of have it all at once, what I can tell you is that if you don't reclaim your time, your dreams don't stand a chance. Hey, I'm Roz Clark, the Dream Doula, and I work with high-performing women who feel trapped in the lives that they've created. I help these phenomenal women to release what no longer serves them, name their next, and give birth to their dreams. And so I'm going to share some of the things that I share with my clients, that I've used in my own life, and that I know will serve you in reclaiming your time and building the life of your dreams. Now, here are 3 reasons that you think you don't have enough time to pursue your dreams. Allowing other people to live rent-free in your mind. Like, that is something that so many people do way too often. You're still playing back something that happened years ago, or it may be current, but people are just doing dirt, and like you're giving them your attention and your energy. And like I said, I left a marriage after 30 years, and it was 50 shades of crazy, and it only got worse after I left. And yet I knew that I could not let that suck my attention or my energy. And you know that you're free from energy vampires when the thought of them doesn't bring up any energy, any charge. You're like, womp womp. Or like you don't even think about them at all. And like recently, what used to be my wedding anniversary passed. And a girlfriend and I had made plans to go out like ages ago, went and had lunch, had a great time. And like it was later in the day, and I was like, oh my gosh, because 2 of my dearest friends share that date as their birthday. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's my boy's birthday. And so I reached out. Like, I didn't even think that that day had once been my anniversary. Like, it didn't even come up for me. And so it was like kind of after the thought, when I thought about my friend's birthday, that I was like, oh, okay. And so that's what it is. You've got to find a way to release those things, those people, those situations that suck the energy out of you and don't serve you anymore. And one of the ways that I've done it, because like I said, I'm kind of on this imagination thing, because my background is in arts and entertainment. So I've always been a person that created things and has imagination. But now I'm leaning into another way of harnessing that imagination. And so if I get distracted, or if I'm starting to think about something that, I don't really need to be bothered with, what I say is, wait a minute, this is a waste of imagination. So think about doing that for yourself. Like that would be kind of your touchstone to redirect your energy and redirect your thoughts. So every time something comes up that is not for your best and highest good, just say to yourself, wait, this is a waste of imagination. Let me focus on, and even you can pick something like if you do it and everything, every time you do it, you say, let me focus on my health and well being. Let me focus on creative ways to serve the people that I love. Let me focus on the next right idea for my business. And then that way, you're redirecting your energy, you're harnessing your energy, and essentially what? Reclaiming your time. Now, the next one is very similar, slightly different, and you'll understand as I explain it to you. And that is that we prioritize someone else's gift above our own. So that could look like, binge watching Netflix, scrolling through, through social media, spending your time and energy watching other people do either what you want to do or living a life that you'd love to live, or just being in a space that is more productive, and yet you're giving your energy to someone else's, living their best and highest life, living in their gift, living in their purpose. And it's so funny. I learned this lesson really early on in life. I learned it when I was in college. I was a double major. I was double majoring in opera and journalism. And yet I was at the time addicted to soap operas. So I'm dating myself a little bit. And like my two favorites were Days of Our Lives and Another World. So I literally scheduled my college courses around being free to watch my soap operas. And then I'd go over to the student union and hang out and watch the soap operas. And then finally, one day I said, okay, girl, you are working on becoming an artist, becoming a performer, but you've scheduled your life around watching other people who have achieved what you're trying to do. And then and there, I went cold turkey. I weaned myself off of it. Well, not weaned, I stopped. I stopped cold turkey. And instead of being in the student union at that time, I always made sure that I had a practice room in the music building reserved. And so I spent those 2 hours practicing my own craft. So that's how I redirected my energy so that I wasn't watching somebody do what I wanted to do. I was making sure that I was able to do and get better at what mattered to me. So think about that. What is one thing that you really, really want to do? And again, it can be anything. It can be professional, it can be personal, or maybe you just want to take some more time to read. Like I love to read. So I literally, and we'll talk about this a little later, I literally schedule time to read. So what is one thing that you want to learn how to do, or you want to get better at, or you want to address that instead of binging Netflix, you could take that time, you could block out 2 hours to focus on what matters most to you. So if it's meal prep, you could spend that time doing meal prep. If it's, changing your environment, you could spend that time either researching the way that you want to redo a room or an office or whatever, and yet you're redirecting your energy so that you're being intentional about what matters most to you. Now, think about how much more time you'll have, how much more productive you'll be. And like I said, we tell ourselves stories like, oh, I don't have time. There's not enough time in the day. I'm exhausted by the time I do everything for everybody else. And yet, if you take these simple steps to shift your focus, to redirect your energy, to reclaim your time, now you're moving in the power of your gift. You're moving in the power of your intention. You're moving in the direction of your dreams. So let's make sure that we, cut out things that don't serve us as they come up. This is a waste of imagination. Stop prioritizing someone else's gift above your own. Be intentional about redirecting your focus and reclaiming your time. And the third one is we get paralyzed by perfection. We wait until the last minute to do something. And it's either because I love one of the coaches that I work with. He says, it's not that you don't want to get started, it's that you don't want to be seen starting small. So you keep putting off the next right step, the next right opportunity. And so you're paralyzed, like, well, I'm going to do it when I get ready, or I don't want anybody to know about that. And a great story that Tony Robbins tells is when former President Bill Clinton got in trouble and was getting ready to be impeached. He calls Tony Robbins like the night before and is like, they're getting ready to impeach me. Like, can you help me? What should I do? And Tony was like, you should have called me sooner. So again, we're putting stuff off, waiting to get all of our ducks in a row, or waiting until, we retire, the kids grow up, whatever it is. And yet those are just they're often avoidance tactics. Like you're avoiding starting small. You're avoiding not being good at it. And look, we all start from zero. We start from zero on social media. We start from zero if we're learning a new skill. Like for me, again, like I was a music major, and I was not strong at reading music because I didn't grow up playing an instrument. And so I was behind. And so rather than watching, the soap operas, watching Deidre Hall be Marlena, like, girl, get in there and like pluck out those notes, learn how to sight sing, get better at your craft. So what do you need support in now? What do you need to start doing now rather than later? And especially in this environment, don't wait until, if you've got a 9 to 5, don't wait until they, politely tell you don't come back, or if you've got a dream and you're still figuring it out, or I want to get started, or you're doing stuff like, well, what, I need my logo to be right. Don't nobody care about your logo at all. What they care about is your message. What they care about is your voice. What they care about is your passion. I have clients, that came to me having no idea what this internet space was. A lot of them were C-suite executives, so they had a team around them. They didn't know, they barely knew how to log on. And look, I didn't either. I'm blessed because I have a daughter. I've got a young daughter who is brilliant and knows how her way around this internet thing. And so I would just keep asking her. I asked my nieces, and I got better at it. And I learned to do more. And then when I get to the point, like I have a VA, so I now have other people that help me too. So my daughter supports me. We've been, she's been a part of everything that I've built since she was young. And I didn't have a problem asking my child to teach me. Like, think about that. I asked my daughter to teach me. Like, there was no ego involved in it. She knows something I don't know. She has information that I don't have. So rather than you being like, well, Roz, I'd really love to work with you, but there's a couple of things I got to get together first. Okay. Yet when like the poo-poo hits the fan, it's like, oh my God, Roz, what do I do next? Or how do I, sweetie? You had months, you had years, you had all of the warning signs that this was coming or that this was in the realm of possibility, and you are totally unprepared. I've got, colleagues that are like, yeah, I'm going to retire in 5 years and then start my business. Sweetie, like, you better get started now instead of putting things off. Get the support that you need. Get the training that you need. Take the course, join the mastermind, talk to people who are further along down the road than you are, and keep raising your hand and asking for help. Because I'm here to tell you, every time that I am going to do something new in my business or even new in my life, if I don't know how to do it, I'm looking for a coach. I've always had mentors all of my life. And I think one of the reasons that it comes so easily to me is I've always been coached. First, I was an athlete. So I played basketball, power forward. Then I was, a classical soprano. So I had pedagogy coaches and diction coaches and performance coaches. And what I'll tell you is I'm the only soprano that you'll meet who can hit a high C and an outside jumper. And yet I always had coaches and mentors. So it's in my DNA. I know how to ask for help. And at the same time, what I will own is we all have blind spots, and that's why we need somebody else to coach us. Because while I got coached in my business and I got coached in my career, like I said, I was in a marriage that was 50 shades of crazy, and yet I thought I had that all under control. So I didn't get coached as soon as I should have. I didn't get the support as soon as I should have. I did what needed to be done and I left that bad boy. And yet I could have saved myself years of time and frustration and anguish and being diagnosed with an autoimmune disease because I had pushed down what I was feeling because I was so locked into making things happen. So again, there are things that we can't even see, which is why we need a coach. So ask yourself, what am I doing right now that I could get so much more done if I got this coaching or support that I need? Or what am I putting off because maybe I don't even know how to start? Like I want to do this thing, but I don't even know how to start. So again, like the women who come and work with me, often, like I said, they're coming out of either high profile relationships and they've kind of lost themselves, or they've been in a C-suite and they've got a team around them, and yet they're looking to find their voice again. They're looking to reconnect with their purpose and their passion. So what is that thing that is crying out to be lived in you? What is that thing that you said, I really want to do this, but I don't know how? And so just be honest. Like just tell somebody, I don't even know what I don't know. I know that I want to do this. I know where I am and I know where I want to be. I just don't know how to bridge the gap between the two. And get somebody who has already walked that road to help you create your roadmap. And so, like I said, when the women who come to me finally say, Roz, I want to do this, have no idea how, and yet I want to do this, then we can say, cool. Like, let's look at what you've already accomplished. Let's look at how much you've already done and determine how do we use these skills to get you from here to there. I did the same thing. I had the discipline of an athlete and a performer. I had experience being on stage. So the transition, when I ended up having to take care of my son by myself, the transition was easy to go from being on the stage to being on camera, or go from singing to talking to coaching to teaching. I used the skill sets that I had. You have skill sets. And what I will tell you is if the dream came to you, it's meant to come through you. You just need to get somebody who can help you move in the direction of your dreams so that you start asking better questions. When you ask better questions, you get better answers. So in doing this and reclaiming your time, so that you can move in the direction of your dream, that you can feed and support your dream. After me, you're first. Yes, after me, you're first. Do you want to just say that out loud sometime? Like you have been there for everyone else. You have checked all the boxes. You have done everything by the rules. You have played the game according to the rules. And yet now you're in that space that says, is this all there is? There's got to be more. And here's the good news. There absolutely is more. There is more joy, vibrancy, and purpose available to you. And you just have to stake your claim and say that very thing. It's my turn now. And I created the Awaken Your Dream virtual retreat to help you do just that, to reclaim your dream, to reclaim your voice, to create the impact about the things that matter most to you. You've done all the right things, and now it's time to do right by you. This is your chance to step up, to move forward, to embrace those things that you are so passionate about. And to be honest, the thing that the world needs most from you and for you right now. It's okay to do what matters most to you. It's okay to make sure that you're okay. So join me for the Reclaim Your Dream virtual retreat. It is the reset that your soul has been longing for. Together, we will map out your next. We will name your next and map out your next. So click the link to get more information, and I look forward to seeing you and serving you. Be well. Peace. One of the biggest solutions in reclaiming your time is understanding that your calendar is your friend. Because if it does not exist on your calendar, it does not exist. There is no someday on the calendar. There is no one day on the calendar. There is a day, there is a date. And so putting yourself, like putting your mind, your energy like a heat-seeking missile to hit those dates and deadlines, and not in a rigid way, in a way that like is expansive and allows you to dream again, because now you're putting some parameters around it. You're making it real and moving that way, having time. So if you want to have more time and financial freedom, then you got to schedule time to be free. You got to schedule time. Like I said, I love to read. So I schedule time to read like several times a week. If I'm writing a new book, or if I'm writing a new program, or if I'm writing new content, I schedule time to write. And here's T. I schedule time to rest. I will schedule time in to just take, well, actually, I have a day, at least one day a week that it's my me time. And whether that is walking through a museum, walking through a gallery, looking at furniture, whatever it is that I want to do. I also I love tea. So sometimes I just treat myself to high tea, but it's like my time to just be in my space and in my energy. So what is something that you haven't done in so long? Maybe it's like my girlfriend and I, we put it on our calendars. Friday, we are getting together and we are going to lunch. So maybe there's somebody that you need to reconnect with. And even, I've got a girlfriend, I used to live in California, and I have a girlfriend, we're scheduling a time to have a cocktail on Zoom so that we can see each other and talk and enjoy one another's company. So what could you start scheduling now to start taking back your time, to start taking back your energy, to start, reclaiming your dream? So like I said, your calendar is your friend, because what it does is it gives you the opportunity for time blocking, truth telling, and boundary setting. Because when you block your time, you're saying, this is important to me, and I am making time for what is important to me. Because if not, people are like, you got a minute? Hey, can I pick your brain? Da, 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 da. And the truth is, no, I don't have time right now. What we can do is schedule a time. So now I'm telling you the truth. And you set up those boundaries so that people just don't walk in your space like, hey, just one quick thing. Mm-mm. I'm doing something right now. I'm blocking time out. And here's the thing, even if you have children, teach your children to respect your time and respect your boundaries. It will serve them later on in their lives because they'll see you will be the example of how to set, healthy boundaries. So let's recap this whole thing about reclaiming our time so that we can make our dreams happen. So the things that we tell ourselves that we don't have time, and how we make that happen is we say we're allowing other people to live rent free in our minds. We're giving them too much time in our mind, too much energy. And so what we do is we call out those thoughts that don't serve us. This is a waste of imagination. I'm going to redirect this energy. We prioritize someone else's gifts above our own. So rather than doing that, what we are going to do is be intentional about redirecting our focus. So we're going to turn off the remote. We're going to put this thing down. Put the cell phone down. Step away from the cell phone. And we're going to redirect our focus. We're not going to allow ourselves to be paralyzed by perfection, looking for someday, one day, when I get it better. No, we are going to get the support that we need now. And I want to invite you to do this. Be intentional about reaching out to me. If you have a question, if something has come up and you have a question about something that I've talked about, DM me on LinkedIn, send me a request, mention this video, and then reach out to me. Or if you want to learn how you can take a deeper dive, how you can learn these tools and tactics, how you can become a part of my tribe and my community so that you don't only have the benefit of my experience, you have the benefit of being connected with other, purpose-driven, phenomenal women. If you want to learn more about that, reach out to me and connect with me. I'll share more information. So be intentional. Take that next right step. All of my contact information is in the description. Hit me up, reach out to me, and leave a comment on this video, whether it be a question, your aha moment, leave a comment. And if you haven't done it already, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll know every time I am dropping content. So we have spent this time together, and I'd encourage you to even bookmark this, to come back to it. Hopefully you've taken some notes, and if you haven't, watch it again and take some notes. Because here's the thing, I'm going to date this a little bit, but it'll apply whenever you find this video or this video finds you. Right now, we are coming to the end of another year. Do not let another year pass with your dreams on the back burner, with your passion on the back burner, with you being the last choice. There is time from now to then to start moving in the direction of your dreams, to make significant changes and progress before this year ends. So again, I have some things coming up before the end of the year that you can be a part of. Reach out to me. I'll let you know how to be connected. I'll let you know what I'm doing, what I'm up to, and then we'll see if you're the right fit. And yet, whatever you do not let another year pass. Don't end this year the same or worse than you started. You have so much to offer. Your voice matters now more than ever. So let's move in the direction of your dreams. Reclaim your time, reclaim your energy, and name your next. And let's move you in that direction. So as always, I thank you so much for being here. It's my honor and privilege to serve you. And I remind you, as always, continue to think big and dream even bigger. I'll see you soon. Be well. Peace.